If I can pause this. You're all right, Lester. Ooh, Chloe. You look like you've been sleeping hard. Let's see. I see and hear me. You can hear me too? Oh my goodness. I was just talking to my son that when Grandma comes in, y'all give her a hug. All right. Do y'all see the intermission? That's kind of cool. I'm hoping that this looks kind of cool. We've got a new logo. Let me get our Word document up. Here we go. All right. Media source. Oh, okay. Nope, we don't need that there. We can get rid of that. All right, can y'all see the Word document now? And y'all can still hear me. What do y'all think of the new logo and stuff? Gonna add this. Trying to get TikTok on now too. TGIF, it's Friday. It's Friday. Yeah, yay. Awesome. All right, let me drag this mess over to the other computer. And I need the Word document open for tonight. All right. Oh, Lord. How's everybody doing? Let's see. What else did I have? I am trying here, guys. I just got this stuff from the Fiverr guy for like 1 minute ago, 15 minutes ago. So I was trying to install it and get it all put up, but it's kind of cool. I got to install some widgets to get some other features going, but I'm trying. I'm glad you like how they're organized. You joined the club today. Yay. Awesome. That is awesome. Be sure and in chat, be sure and if you're on YouTube to accept the option to accept gifts. So when and if Twinkle shows up, she might have some free subscriptions to give away. So YouTube does the picking for us. So hopefully if you're active in chat, you can win. We had a class this morning for our repeat ducks, and we had some questions come up about unbundling. I threw in an unbundling question, and a lot of people weren't getting exactly what I meant by unbundling. And so I got some more definitions up here for unbundling. Hey, Miggy. How's it going? Hey, Amanda. Hey, Heather. Hey, Jana. How's everybody doing? Hey, Dawn. Hey, Juan. Laureen. How's it going? Good to see everybody. Who have we got on TikTok? I know I got stuff in the screen on you. I got chat over the top. Let's see. Ooh, go-kart's there. Thank you for tapping the screen already, guys. And thank you on YouTube for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. On the video, hey, go-kart. Mal Rapson. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you like the new website. Awesome. Hey, Debs. Please show your techniques on how you approach the PCS when you have time in your ICD-10 videos. That would help out a lot. It sure would. Absolutely. I need to do some of those. I do post in our Discord group the questions. New audio devices detected. Don't switch. All right. So this is my Discord group, and we have a CCS and CCA practice room. And this room, I do post some practice exam questions and stuff with PCS, and I do post the answers or rationale when I find them too here. But I don't show you the technique that I would use here with these. So that is probably an area that absolutely I could make some videos on, because I'm just posting questions with rationale, and I could see where that would need some help. So be sure and join the free Discord group. It's completely free for you guys. It has tons of rooms. Each room has information organized for you. You can scroll back for days and find all kinds of information, like why you should get the AAPC version of these books, just in case you are taking one of their certification exams. Lots of practice questions organized by which part or which book you're doing. Study notes from other people, of course. All kinds of information. You can scroll back forever. So, lots of information in there. You can also do a search, like if you want to know about removing a, you can find conversations people have already had about removing your apprenticeship and stuff like that. You can do searches in these rooms and find the answers of any of the questions. Kind of cool that you can do word searches and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Hopefully that helps. Hey, Fine. Good to see you. Hey, Go-Kart. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Dominique. All right, Go-Kart. What else? Island Mountain Nurse. Good to see you again. Gosh, I hope you pass. In a few months away from taking my CCS, and your content is so helpful to me. Thank you so much. My very first person that ever wanted to listen to me was Janet, and she was a CCS student and a CPC. She was taking both. And she started following me, and I didn't know much about CCS at that point. But that was almost 2 years ago in April when she joined. So I helped her pass her CPC, and she went on and got a job right away with Optum doing risk adjustments. And haven't heard much from her this year, but the very first year, she was my very first one that ever listened to me at all. So she taught me a lot about CCS, just as much as I taught her about CPC. You're in a college program for it. Hey, Cookie. I'm very interested in learning. Could you repeat the website again? I missed that part. Sure. So I am, of course, medicalcodingbyjen.com. And let my YouTubers see this. Here we go. So if you're on my YouTube page, up at the very, very top corner, let me minimize this and see if this helps, like that. So if you're on my YouTube page, Up in the top corner up here, we've got my TikTok link, my Discord link, my website link, and AAPC's Knowledge Center links. They're real clickable. They're right there, super easy. But if you download the Discord app on your phone, set up your own account. It's completely free and safe. I won't be tracking you. I'm not going to be sending you any sales pitches, nothing like that, promise. It's got a little gamer controller logo on it. You can just, once you set up your account, just click this little link on my YouTube page and you will find me. Also, if we go to my website, if you want to go there too, eventually when my internet gets over there. Internet's so slow these days. I'm sure down here at the bottom, I probably got something. Yep, got it down here at the very bottom too of my website, where you can click on the TikTok, the Discord, and the YouTube right down here too. So this is what my website looks like, medicalcodingbyjen.com. And there is all tons of free information in these rooms. How to do your book prep videos, tutoring workshops. I have one this Sunday that's 3 hours. It's going to be on cardiology, surgery, spinal surgery, and E&M. It'll be just back-to-back questions. We won't do any visiting or talking that day. Don't forget to visit the shared gallery. It's got tons of pictures in it, and you can even add your own pictures to it if you have anything that you think is helpful for other students. But it's got examples of how to get rid of your apprenticeship before you take your exam. Thank you, Emily, for the TGIFs. Thank you for donating to the stream. You're awesome. Thank you, thank you. It's got tons of pictures of how to get an ADA, what an example would look like when you send it in, what my schedule is for going live free. Just tons of information where the anesthesia modifiers are located, what cameras do I use, what pens do I use, what do I use to carry around my books, how many components are in each vaccine thing that I need. Just tons of information here. So super, super helpful. And then when you go to the CPT book prep room, that's completely free too. You just click on a picture and it'll give you the instructions and show you about what I'm doing and how I book prep the books. ICD-10 is here too. You just click on any of those pictures. It'll give you a paragraph of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and it'll show you what I'm doing there. And I have some guideline ones there too, little one-sheeters that I did. But all of it's free, and so is that Discord. Once you set up your account and you log on, it'll throw you right into my server where you can go, if you've never been on Discord before, find the side room down here that says Discord right there. When you get into that room, go up to the very first video. Let me get rid of my search thing. Go up to the very first video, which won't be hard to find. There isn't very many right here. The very first video. And it'll show you all the ins and outs of being a new user in Discord, how to use it, how to navigate through it. That'll help you out a whole bunch. And that room is called Discord. Then you'll be able to flow through all these rooms. Our main chat room is this top one where we can chit chat, ask questions. But if you have a CPC exam question you want to ask a question about, you can put it in here or CCS. If you have a HitPix question or an ICD-10 question, we have rooms designated. So super helpful. Job resources, CEU resources, Practicode, even RHIT, repeat duck room, some advice there on if you're failing the certification exam multiple times, what do you need to do? Issues with my replays, can't get a video to play. You paid for something, whatever. If you want to holler at me or Twinkle, we've got a room for that. Even cases, to practice cases, if you have any cases you want to post in here. I have some big old long cases in here too. So super helpful our Discord room is. All of that is available in the links provided. All right, where am I at? I need to go get rid of this and we'll go back to our Word document. Oh, Lord, somebody's subscribing to something. Let me see what's going on. I got to pull chat up so I can read it because I'm blind. Liliana, again, she's given away maybe 10, I don't know, 6, 7. She's given away 7 at least that I know of off the top of my head. YouTube subscriptions. I have a YouTube where just a few important videos are exclusive content. It's the ones where I do the CPT book prep page by page, ICD-10 guidelines, the repeat workshops from Sundays, and a few membership videos about what do I need to know in the HipPix book, the whole entire thing for the exam or something like that. So they have exclusive videos if they pay for $5 a month subscription. And Lillian just gave away one to Lydia won. Lydia Castro. One of my favorite bosses' last name was Castro. I like her. I miss her. You know, you don't hear about many bosses that you liked, but I did like Miss Castro. Let's see, what else do we have? Working on notes. Yay, Heather's working on it. She missed the class. Aw, that's okay. It's up for replay if you need it. Thank you, Veronica, for saying so. Hey, Dee Dee. Hey, Jada. Awesome. All right, let me move this back out of the way, and we'll get started. Where's Go-Kart? I think she was asking this morning for more examples about what unbundling means. So it's kind of like taking a CPT code that is a hot dog with the hot dog bun and the relish and all the stuff on top. But then you, instead of giving it to you all wrapped up in one with the hot dog inside the bun with the relish on top, the cashier gives you the hot dog bun separately, and then they give you the hot dog by itself, and then they give you the relish, and you have to pay for each one individually instead of them slapping it all together and giving it to you. So unbundling would be billing for every tiny little piece of a CPT code that is typically included in a procedure, especially Medicare patients. Medicare will pay for us. They don't pay for any CPT codes, but they like to pay for HipPix, which they'll pay for the colonoscopy as one code, but there was a lot of things we need to capture. Like we gave them medicine to prep them, clean out the bowels. We needed to do a mild sedation, IV poles, the tubing involved, the J codes for the administer of medications. We do collect all those codes. We put a 0 value for payment. We just capture them for collecting and noting supply use for inventory, and also for category 2 or 3 or PQRS coding situations or HEDIS measures that say we were using the appropriate stuff that we know is bundled inside this one code, but here's the individual codes just in case you want them, in case we needed to code them for hitting the mark in other situations. But we put a 0 value on them. So unbundling, also for the technical term, it means referring to using multiple CPT codes for individual parts of a procedure, either due to misunderstanding or in an effort to increase payment. Now, again, the other reason is for needing to capture certain measures or measurements is also required. An example of this is a routine surgical procedure, and a provider engages in unbundling, might enter the separate codes for an incision and enter in a separate code for suturing up a laceration on an arm when they're the ones that cause the lacerations. That makes sense. Rather than using a standard billing, we did an incision and then we had to suture it back up, you know. So like upcoding, unbundling is an act of fraud committed against the federal government, because usually this is talking about Medicare patients, and it carries serious penalties and fines that could include the loss of medical license or jail time for anyone caught doing it. Now, we do code some of this stuff, but it's part of the biller's job to know that that's bundled in, or the EHR system, and it'll put these edits in that'll take the value down to 0. You'll get alerts in the EHR and stuff and know that, but so don't worry about that. But just telling you what the AAPC version of what they think unbundling is and what they would like to see if they asked you a question on the exam. I didn't get to 44 messages on TikTok. I'm sorry. I hope everybody's okay over there. Looking at YouTube real quick. Let's see. What else? Somebody about Castro. Oh, sorry, Kay. I'm just getting started. I see unbundling a lot with some urology procedures done in the office that I bill for. Could very well be. And some situations and certain health plans make it okay to unbundle it. If it's private pay insurance, cash pay patients, or PPO plans, they may want everything unbundled. And it's also tied to your office policies and procedures. So, don't know. Yeah, Miss K is multitasking. Miss Castro is my adopted grandmother. She has welcomed hundreds of people into her home while their families were visiting from the hospital. She has taught me the importance of helping others. Aw, that's awesome one. I love helping others too. They do it in dental a lot, I bet. Yep. You see it with labs a lot? Yep. No worries, Vanessa. I'm just getting started. I was just explaining where all my websites are, how to get on Discord, all that good stuff. And now I'm talking about unbundling because I had a practice question this morning. Thank you, Lady Love, for the TGIFs. Thank you so much for the donations on TikTok. You are awesome. And you guys, I have 28 subscribers on TikTok, which means I got $49 donated yesterday from TikTok to my PayPal account, which I transferred over this week to Twinkle so that we could get people some free memberships into the YouTube channel so that they could get access to the thing. So thank you guys so much for subscribing to the TikTok channel. I get $2 per subscription after the fees and all that stuff from TikTok, and it comes in once a month, and that was great. It was $49 and some change, so that was great. It just came on yesterday, the 16th. Thank you. Y'all are helping out others for sure. I was looking into getting CPC to start. What would you recommend a different degree? Well, if you can do it, COC doesn't come with an apprenticeship, which is nice. Neither does CRC, which is great. Neither does CPMA, which is even better. Because I'm an auditor. I'm picky. Because I think auditing is better than coding, but that's just me. I like to hunt and find things that are wrong, so that's just me and my own personality. But all those are nice because you're not an apprentice. If you have an associate's degree and you got a position or a friend or a great coworker who will write you a letter saying they've seen you use the ICD-10, HitPix, and CPT, ICD-10, and HitPix book every day in your job duties for at least a year, and then sign it and let you send it into AAPC along with your college credit hours, then you could get your apprenticeship taken off before you even take your CPC. That's the only thing about the CPC. It comes with this apprentice that is stressful to live out because you got to have 2 years of experience to get rid of the stupid thing. But if you take any of their other certificates, none of those come with an apprenticeship. Even their specialty, like cardiovascular or whatever. So that's the only thing, But CPC is great. It's more recognized by employers. It's, thank you for all the TGIFs. Y'all are awesome. I like it. I went right for it right away, but I went on and got the apprenticeship taken off so that before I even took my exam, I knew I already had that off. So hopefully that helps. Hey, Samantha, is there a CPT book prep video for cardiovascular section? No, Angela, because I didn't think anybody would want to see me. It just wasn't a thought when I was doing these videos last year when I was doing the CPT book prep. I don't think so. I don't know. Y'all have to look. We'd have to look through my videos and see. Do y'all know? Is there one? I know some of the book I didn't do because I didn't think anybody would want to watch it. And then in the middle of the night, I was just kind of lonely. The boys were gone and I went live and I said, I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing book prep. I didn't think anybody would want to watch it. And then I figured out, oh, well, everybody wants to watch me do that. So that's when I started. Let's look. Let's see. I've got musculoskeletal, anesthesia. Okay, hush. Hush, hush, hush. Respiratory. I don't know why you're there. Sequencing, fixing, lab path. CPT book prep live replay, and I did not mark it. I don't know what subject that is. Good gracious. I don't know what that one is either. Male genitalia, auditory, subscriber Sunday, eye ocular, ear. I did ear. I know I've got some more. Maybe I didn't put them all in the right folder. But I'm not sure when I started doing it. I think right around Lab and Path. Mel, I'm on with like 60 students live right now. What do you need? Anything important, or can you keep it PG? If it's funny about...
It was a really funny story.
Okay, no, we're not going to listen to that, okay? I'll call you when I'm done.
No, it's not appropriate.
Okay.
Call when you're done.
Bye.
It's hilarious.
Sorry. She has Travis right now. James is here, but she has my... that's one of the friends that is just not appropriate all the time, but they're a friend, but they're not always appropriate. I knew the first thing that would be out of her mouth would be not appropriate. Sorry. But since she has Travis, I wanted to make sure everything was okay. All right. So I'm not sure. I don't think so. Seems like I got into this around... I left the heavier chapters around Lab and Path, medicine sections. I know I did digestion because that's on my website, which is under members only, under video book prep. I've got all of the digestion ones here free in case you wanted to see those book preps. They're here underneath members only CPT book prep videos. I'm pretty sure they're on YouTube too, but just in case I did one section here for you guys free. If you ever wanted to watch the boring stuff. I thought it was boring, but now that everybody wants it, I'm making sure that I'm getting those recorded as I'm doing them so that we can get them posted. I won't do every single page of every single section, of course. Do the first 10, 15, whatever pages for you guys. Let you get into a pattern of knowing exactly what to write for every code as it goes. And then let you do the rest of the chapter on your own, unless you want copies of the notes. But I'll eventually get them all done this year from every section. Just had no idea anybody would want to pay attention to that mess. Because I think it's tedious, but y'all like it. I just joined and can tell me how to be a coder. Yep, sure can. I know. She teaches us how to pass the exam. Yep, that's how I teach. From the exam point of view instead of from a coder point of view, because you don't need to know how to code. And in fact, knowing how to code or going through a course will only hinder you for taking the exam. So it's better to self-learn and learn how to pass the exam from the exam point of view without taking a course. Tell you that, it makes it a lot easier. All right, the next slide that's coming up is what AAPC has in their Knowledge Center about unbundling. This is their examples from AAPC, which I should tag them in some sort of way. Eventually get all this figured out. PC Knowledge Center. Okay. So they have a free spot on their website. If you go to their Knowledge Center, you can type in anything. All I did was go there and type in unbundling, and I got a whole article up. We can go back to the website, and I'll show you guys. That is going to be up here. AAPC Knowledge Center. Just go there on their website. When you get there, it's also called their blog, but to find it, you have to find it under Knowledge Center. And then right here is the search bar, right here. Just type in the word unbundling. Hit search. You do not have to be a member to have access to their unbundling area, and one of these articles came up with it. So that's how I got this. Go back there and go back there. There we go. So they're talking about an injection of lidocaine when you are doing a myelogram right here. Also, you're going to be doing a through the skin neuroplasty of some saline too when you do this major procedure. And then you're also going to have fluoroscope guidance. So this particular code includes everything you need to know. And it includes, of course, normal saline, normal analgesic to put the patient under. It includes fluoroscope guidance. But if you were going to unbundle it, this is what it would look like. You would bill for each lidocaine injection, each X-ray or radiology code, all that kind of stuff. So, yep. They talk about the NCCI edits, which you can get a hold of and look at and audit too. It'll tell you about what's included in certain codes. I've only looked at the 2023s. I've been trying to add those edits into my notes for 2023, which are kind of cool, but I don't think the NCCI edits is published with everything all in one edit. only the ones that got updated in the year is published with that year of edits. So I haven't looked at the previous years, but I started putting the new 2023 NCCI edits into my notes, starting with the eyeball. I didn't think about doing that in the anesthesia section that I've already done, and the E&M section, but I may go back and finish that up as the weeks go on. Yep. So now we're going to do some practice questions with unbundling. What y'all are here for, right? Now that I've done all this talking. So which of one of the following is an example of fraud? Is it reporting codes for an ultrasound guidance with a liver biopsy? Is it reporting a biopsy with an excision? Failing to amend a 26 modifier with an x-ray that was interpreted? Or reporting a lab panel with an additional lab test that is not included in a lab panel? Which one is an example of fraud? What do you guys think? Yeah, you need to be certified either through a HEMA or AAPC are my recommendations. I really don't recommend the CCA or NHA's certification. They're just, I don't see very many people hiring for those positions at all. Now, people like the CCS from a HEMA, which is great, and anything from AAPC. You don't need a course, but you need to pass your certification exam. So let's see. YouTube is giving me tons of answers. Everybody's saying D, which you guys are all completely wrong. D is not something you cannot do. D is perfectly fine, my lovelies. If your doctor orders a comprehensive metabolic panel and a test not included in a lab panel like a TSH for the thyroid, that's perfectly acceptable. That is not fraud. You can bill that all day long. Be careful. Their wording is very tricky. You can see how they're making you think that. How is TikTok doing? No one on TikTok had answered first. Hey, Tay, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for the donations. Awful helpful. B. There we go. Doing, yes. Billing for a biopsy when you cut something off somebody. When we cut something off of anybody, we are sending it to the lab to get a biopsy no matter what. You got to get it identified. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to get it identified. So that is not kosher. We don't do that one right there. Yep. We can bill ultrasound separate from a liver biopsy because sometimes they just stick a needle in you and do a biopsy without it. They might use stereo ultrasound. They might use MRA or MR guidance. They can use different types of guidance with that, so that's okay. And of course, if we forgot a modifier, they're not going to kill us with fraud. It's just going to get a denial. So yeah, B is your answer. I hope that's helpful for you guys. Perfect, Jana. That's right. Biopsy's already included with all excisions. Yep. And right here, which code is a combination is an example of unbundling? Which code sets? Thank you for the heart hands. That's awesome. Tay, I was telling everybody else before you got in here that I got $49 and some change from all those little contributions and donations y'all have done this month. Deposited yesterday. TikTok does a deposit once a month, and I sent that money to Twinkle so she could give people free subscriptions to the YouTube exclusive videos. So thank you guys so much. $49 in 1 month. That all came from the TikTok subscriptions and from y'all's gifts too during the TikToks. Still can't see the question. All it says is which one is an example of unbundling? Can see. Okay, good. I was worried. Somebody was asking to host or something. I'm not sure what that was. Thank you for the 3 shares and the 7,000 taps of the screen on TikTok too. That's super nice of you guys. Thank you for the thumbs up on YouTube. Anybody come up with an answer yet? What have we got, guys? What's the best way to answer this question? So I like to look for similarities. The only thing with the first number numerically that I see is the same. Whoops, I'm on the wrong thing. What I would do is just look at these like they're just plain old numbers. 1 and 1 match, right? The 2 and the 4 are all totally different. So I would get rid of that just simply based off that. 2 of the answers are in integumentary also. You can think about it that way. This is in musculoskeletal. This is in what? I don't know. Digestion or something. I have no idea. And this is in integumentary, and this is integumentary. AAPC, even AHEMA has a history of giving you 2 throwaway answers at least, and 2 that are similar. There's a reason for it, and they want to know if you know. Are there any guidelines attached to these repairs or excisions or adjacent tissue transfers that are more complicated or have differences that would be an alert to you? When you're looking at these codes, we've got repairs. 3 of them, I think, are all repairs, right? 1 of them is adjacent tissue transfer. Is there anything that I've ever taught you that might just ring a bell when you think about those codes? Emily's confused about this, to be honest. Which part, Emily, about picking the 2 codes that I like, or the differences between B and D? Oh, sorry, that was Samantha, not Emily. Sorry, I'm blind. The names are running into each other. You know, the older I get, the eyeballs start going. Look at Go Kart. Go Kart answered it in TikTok. 14,000s go by itself. Adjacent tissue transfers have their own set of guidelines and rules. And if you ever see anything listed as 14, you know this code specifically cannot be coded with anything else. It includes your excision, It includes a graft. It includes going to go get that graft off that person and removing it from somewhere else. It also includes the excision of whatever you're removing, going to get another body part, taking that body part and putting it where that one used to be. It does everything, and you can't code it with anything really a lot. It has to be super special circumstances for you to add anything to this code. So it's the only one out of all of these that you wouldn't code with something else. This one's malignant. This one might be benign, and I forget what 12 is. But the one thing that is different is this one has to be by itself. And knowing that adjacent tissue transfer has to be by itself would mean that this one, 14, does everything all by itself because they included a repair with it and tried to bill it. You know you get the repair done with that $14,000. So it's all included. This would be an example of unbundling right here because this 11,000 code is inside our 14. This is a cancer, and I forget what 12 is, maybe a repair or something, but those would be two separate procedures and not an example of unbundling. But this one definitely is. I don't know. I hope that helps. It's a mama code. This is pretty far advanced. I'm not sure if CPC will ask a question about unbundling. This one would be more for your COC people and your CCS people, for sure. Because they do a lot of billing over here, and then they might ask right here. Might also be a CPMA question if you ever want to become an auditor. But for CPC, I think you'll be okay. But I want my CPC people to definitely know in Integumentary, remember this code, because you're going to get asked a question on CPC about ATTs is what they call them, adjacent tissue transfer. And when you see that question, pick the answer that has the 14 code all by itself. There's going to be lots of answers with 14 and something else with it. Ignore them all. Pick the one with one code. Pick the one with 14 by itself. And move on with your day. Don't even read the question. Just pick it by itself. Move on. Hopefully that's helpful. All right. Another unbundling one. Sorta, kinda. Good job, Emily. Let's see what YouTube's saying, I mean. Thank you, Kay. So, Jana, just be sure and anything on that Integumentary page. Let me get my old book out. Hold on. Not this one. No. Yes, that one. Okay. Oh, let me change it on. I can't change it on you guys. I have to show you the. Oh gosh, I'm not sure if my my TikToker is going to be able to see this, but let's see. Let me go over here. Lord help my notes. Some people say they're just way too busy. I don't blame them. Let's see. Get over here to these 14s. What I marked in my books on the 14s in red, I put excludes incisions on all of them. Every single one, just on that page. This is a 2022 book. I don't have the 2023 done up yet. But be sure and do that. I'm going to show my YouTubers for just a second. Got to switch cameras over here for them. Bring this book down. This is what I put down beside each one of those codes. Includes a decision. Just mark it on every single one of those codes. Super helpful. They're also called Z plasties, Y plasties, just tons of different names on these. Sometimes they're not even called adjacent tissue transfers. But to find that info is just right there at your guidelines, which is on the previous page, which is right there. Z codes, Y codes, V and Y. Whoops. Here we go, TikTok. There's your guidelines with that one. What they call them, but they're on the previous page. I just move all that info over there to these codes. I don't know how the 2013 book or the 2023 book is done yet. I haven't finished that section yet, or if I did, I don't know if I did or not at this particular moment in time. Can't remember what I've done or not done. I know I've done integumentary, some of it, but I don't think I've done all of that. No, I haven't. Haven't done a darn thing. I did anesthesia. I got still cardiology to do, musculoskeletal to do, integumentary to do. Oh, Lord. I'm getting close, but Lord, those sections are so big. All right. So for this one, what I would recommend, hello, Harshal, is just go into your lab codes, right? Once you pick out, thank you for the TGIFs. You are awesome. So our particular question here, we're going to look for our similarities, right? Which answers are you going to keep? And which answers are you going to throw away on this one? Don't be reading the question. We ain't worried about that yet. Miss Dunn, yes. Do lots of them. In fact, I'll have some E&Ms coming up in just a second. New ones for 2023. Hey, Twinkle, how's it going? Chrissy's at her second job, so she may not be able to log on here for tonight, and that's okay. Yep, we're going to keep C and D because they have both the same answer in the front. There's a reason for it. Those are panels because they have the eyeballs looking back at you, right? Those are panels. We know where they're located. In the very front of the lab and path. So we're going to run there really quick. If you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see my almost blank lab and path book. But I did do some of it so far in the middle of some live somewhere. Until I got tired one night. Here's our panels. We're going to go to our 0061 right here. And we're just going to mark off what's in the question versus what's in the CPT book. If we did our 0061, that lipid panel has a cholesterol, total serum, so we can mark that off. Then it also has an HDL. We can mark that off. And it also has a triglyceride, and we can mark that off. The last one we need to bill for is the glucose. So, would we be doing the 47 or the 50? Let's go to that one, 29. Lord, let's hope they're not out of sequence, because that's always such a pain, because I haven't finished this whole section yet of out of the sequence codes. 2951. Yep. Way on down here. We've got a tolerance test is 51. Don't need that. 47 is our quant. And then our 50 is our post. And we'll go back to a Word document for you guys. There we go. And we'll just word search for quant or post in our question. And we did do quant, so we know our answer is C. That's all the examples I think I could find for unbundling type things for tonight. But it is a little difficult to look at. Just don't worry that you've got to catch it all tonight instantly and know it. I'll keep going over them. We'll eventually get there where it's secondhand knowledge or just super, super nice, super easy. All right. This one I only have 2 answers for you. This is a couple that I went over this morning in the repeat duck class. But since they were brand new E&M for 2023, and this one in particular, no one got right this morning, I knew that we could, I could explain this one to you guys. So this is brand new, and we only have 2 options. You're already down to a 50-50. So tell me what you think the answer is if you were not in my duck class this morning. If you're in my duck class, go get a drink. Go visit with somebody a real second, or go keep making some notes in your CPT book. Let everybody else answer this one for just a second. Yes, videos. Yep, where you can start from the beginning. You know, nothing formal, because I'm just some lady on the internet trying to help you out free. You know, I'm just streaming here free every night, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays for you. I'm just seeing what I can do to help you guys, because I was tired of seeing so many people suffer in the coding groups, like on Facebook and stuff. And I thought it was unfair that people keep pushing these courses and they're not helping you guys pass the exam. So nothing technically yet, unless I quit my real job. But I don't have anything yet that's formal. Where do I go to start? But I do have lots of videos in my YouTube stream. Look through the ones that are tips, that are labeled tips, and look for ones that says, where do I start? That'll be the name of the videos. Also on my TikTok, I have 3 pinned videos that are where do I start? Plus there's lots of TikTok videos. Just keep looking for anything that says where to start. But I'm an Aries and I'm a 1970s girl, so we just jump in and start doing stuff. We don't really look for formality in a lot of things, and I'm just kind of one of those people that just jumps in. So I know it's a little hard to pick up on what's going on here, but hopefully you can join our Discord group. Free help in that room. Ask a question. Where do I start? Somebody will start sending you videos. Also, because that's 100% free and full of rooms, but just kind of have to search and hunt for it. It's out there. I just don't have anything organized yet. I work a full-time job, I stream these classes 3 days a week, and then I have 3 sons that live with me too, so, and my mom. So it's hard. If I could spend 24 hours, 7 days a week here, then yeah, I could have something really super organized, but nothing yet. Bless your heart. I'm sorry. I wished I had it better organized. I'm trying. Anyway, what is the answer to this question? Anybody know? Are we going to code a consultation, or are we going to code an inpatient observation initial care for this patient? We got an 83-year-old woman who undergoes an myocardial perfusion study, and they've revealed she has some issues, and the cardiologist wants her to have a heart cath. Patient says, we want a second opinion from another cardiologist. So that other cardiologist comes and sees the patient. And what would that second cardiologist bill for that day? Yeah, everybody's got it wrong, except for Bran and Miss Emily and Maddie, because a couple of things. The things that determine whether a consult can happen is subspecialty, right? So both these doctors are both the same subspecialty. So can we bill for a consult from a cardiologist to another cardiologist? No, that's transfer of care, right? If this cardiologist needed this patient to see a neurologist because they think they're brain dead or having seizures before they put them under and have them do a cardiac test, that is a different subspecialty, right? The cardiologist can absolutely send them to a neurologist, who the neurologist could bill that consultation and see them. These two physicians are both cardiologists, so no one's getting a consult code off of that situation. Plus, your other guideline is who can request a consult. Can the patient and the family members request a consult, and whoever they consult with get paid for a consultation? No. The only way a physician can bill as a consult is if another MD thought of it on their own and asked them, because they are another MD in a separate subspecialty, and asked them to evaluate their patient, give them their recommendations, and send them back to the original doctor with the recommendations. That's it. Aunt Sally Sue can't get her best friend, the cardiologist, a consult just because she doesn't like the current cardiologist or something. You know, that ain't going to happen. Anything that says that the patient wanted or the family members wanted gets no new patient. So this one will always be B for several reasons. But I hope that's helpful. Is that helpful? You are very welcome, Lady Love. It's not that the cardiologist wouldn't come see the patient at all, and they probably couldn't care less and probably don't even know that they wouldn't even get a consultation fee reimbursement for that. They'll come and do it. It's just the coders need to know that they would bill a new patient visit, whether it's a 99205, if they saw him in the office, or 4, or in the hospital. It would be initial inpatient. Yep. Thank you, love. But they can charge us. Oh, Lord. Be sure and get the, if you go to the emergency room, there's absolutely nothing that says that you have to say you have insurance or you have to say that you have a Social Security number. You're in the emergency room, just my suggestion, because the healthcare and the billing has just gotten out of control. There's no law that says you have to. None whatsoever. I'm just saying. All right. B is our answer for this one. Same thing on this one. I think I only have 2 with this one too, A or B. This is a nurse visit. What would we bill for this one? 99211 or no, I have more. There's another one here somewhere. Hold on. Let me get this reduced. Let's see. This one, 18. There we go. We're going to bill, I've only got A, B, and C. So I've got 99211, 99282, or 99281. What would we bill? You're welcome, Miggy. I love seeing all the oh my or oh in the chats. I go live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays here on TikTok and streaming live on YouTube. You have a much better view on YouTube, by the way, right now. You're getting direct screen view from my desktop computer to your device instead of looking through my cell phone. Sorry, my hands are cold, so I put on my gloves. Still gotta have my thumbs so I can tap. Where status is one thing y'all need to start looking for. Where is our patient? Where are they? Start from the back up. Where are they located? Hey, Closet. How's it going? Yep, they are in the ED. So we cannot bill a regular office visit. New for 2023 is that we do have a nurse visit only ER visit, which is now our 99281. That is just like our 99211, which is our nurse visit for regular office visits, but this happens to be for ERs. I don't know why I'm writing 3, but anyway, this is our new nurse visit for 2023 ER visits, because some patients do come in and they don't need any treatment. The nurse can evaluate them, say, hey, you're fine. That laceration isn't that bad. You don't need stitches. Gonna be just fine. Let's wrap it up and send you on your way. Yep. So C is going to be our answer. That is just brand new for 2023. If you're billing anything for prior year data services, it will be different. But for this year, that's the answer. All right. I only have 2 answers for this one, A and B. We have an annual nursing facility assessment. Are we going to be a 99318 with our 3 components? Are we going to be subsequent nursing facility care with our 99307 through 310, depending on their MDM or time? Where would we be? Where is our annual nursing facility assessments? Yes, everything on the CPC exam is multiple choice. One thing that I noticed right away is these 3 components have been deleted for 2023. We have 3 elements now, is what they call them. We don't have components anymore. If we were to bill off of elements, they are the number of problems addressed, the number of data reviewed, and the risk a patient and the physician has based off of, I do that every single time. A C just goes with a K, not an S. CK is always together. I don't know why. Anyway, I did that this morning for this question. So anything that you might see that says anything about 3 components, we don't do that anymore. So as of 2023, Lord have mercy, we have elements now. And those are your elements. So we'll just do our B, because this can't be right. We don't do any exam coding, no history coding anymore. We only do MDM or time. And if we're going to do MDM, we have elements, and those are these 3. Yep. There's your guidelines for that one. Gonna be B. Oh, that makes sense. Rest home. How would a rest home or domiciliary visit for evaluation and management on an established patient with 65 minutes total time be billed? We're going to be a $350 this year, $344 this year, or a $337 this year? We have 65 minutes on an established patient. Yeah, if you want to see the full slide, it's probably better to look at the YouTube stream. It's really hard to get the whole thing. I have this big monitor, in front of me. It's really big. It's hard to get it all on there. Used to, when I did my lives, I had a laptop screen, but I would show the camera just down on top of my laptop, and that worked better for that kind of view. Now that I've got it streaming to YouTube through OBS, I have to stream it on this. OBS is over there on my laptop, where this is just an extra monitor. But the replay of tonight's live will be on YouTube. You can watch it at any time. All my replays are there for the last 2 years. You can see what a nightmare it used to be 2 years ago through all my YouTube videos. What's everybody saying? It's still pretty bad, but I'm working on it. Thank you, Maggie. I'm taking an in-person exam next week. Does anyone know if we can write on the exam, like mark out answers? Yeah, if you're taking it in person, yes, you can. If you're taking it online, nope. Of course. Take you a highlighter, highlight what codes are in the book that were on your exam as you're doing the exam. It helps out. In case you don't pass, you'll be able to audit it. Audit the codes they used the last time you took it and see why they picked those codes, see what parentheticals are involved in it, what guidelines you need to learn because of those codes. It'll all be super helpful. You can write in your books and you can write on your CPC exam if you're doing AAPC in person in the United States. I don't think you can do that on AHEMAs. Everybody saying A? A? I don't remember. It is A. Good job. Good job. Perfect. No worries. Happy to help. Happy to answer. Good job, Bridge. Happy to help. Thank you for the subscription. Yes, on the Tiki Talk. That's awesome. 418 has been deleted. Good job. Twinkle's giving away subscriptions. Uh-oh, who's going to win? Amanda did. Congratulations, Amanda. You got a month's worth of my exclusive YouTube videos. The most efficient way possible is to get that monthly subscription. It's just $5. Then you go into YouTube, go to my playlist, look for the workshops. On those workshops, there are 3 hours each one, some of them 4, of just back-to-back questions. Pause the screen as soon as you see the question. Try to get out the answer all by yourself. We did that one this morning. Try to do the answer all by yourself and then hit play once you figured out whatever the answer is. And then whatever you got right or wrong, make notes into all 3 of your books about it. Like here, I would go into the musculoskeletal section in the front where we've got our Skeletor guy and make sure I wrote something about the name of the bone for the kneecap. That is a super fast and efficient way to deal with that YouTube subscription. Plus, be able to practice hundreds of questions. And all the questions are separated by what workshop I did that day. So, super cool. I try to keep pace with the exam. So, if we need to do 75 questions in 3 hours, that's what I do. And it's a great way to pause. And if you got 75 questions all in musculoskeletal or all in E&M, you'll have a really good knowledge of E&M or whatever by the time you finish with all that mess with just one workshop. So it's super, super good. I wish I had something like that when I was doing mine. I refused to learn E&M for my exam. Totally refused. What do you guys think? The only problem with taking it online is it's highly confusing to get it scheduled, to get in through Examity and all those other places that they have you go to, the media, whatever that mediation, I don't know what it is. They got 3 websites. If your internet dies or goes out on you, they're not going to give you a retake. You'll lose your $399. So you have to make sure you got really good internet and you've got the technical capabilities to get through and follow the instructions on that email to get into your exam, which is challenging to say the least. I've worked at home since 2013, which was 5 years before I took my CPC exam. And it took me an hour and a half to follow those instructions the morning of my exam to get into my exam. And I know what I'm halfway doing on the internet anyway. But my goodness, it started out so stressful because I was an hour and a half late, which I only put 2 hours in between each one of my exam attempts because I had, back then they split it up into 2 parts. They don't do that anymore. But then I didn't have any break until the second part of my exam, so it was crazy. But anyway, it's stressful. Yeah, in person is bad enough. You having to go to that location. If they tell you to show up for book check or whatever at like 7:30, show up 30 minutes earlier than that. Don't show up at the time that's listed on your document. This is Sesmoid, by the way. On your document. Try this one, guys. Don't show up at the time listed for you to show up. I've seen people show up and talk to proctors out in the parking lot, be told you need to move your car, you got to go over there, and then by the time they move their car and go back to the building, they were locked out of the exam. So show up super early. I showed up 20 minutes early and I was way late. Way late. Everybody else was already there, seated, and had their books checked. It was crazy. All right. We've got multiple fractures in the axial skeletal. Which one of the bones is in your axle? A lot of people try to pick flat bone too. That's why it's important. Go right on Skeletor that the knee bone is sesamoid. I have a free workshop, Jana, from January, was it the 15th or 17th? I can't remember. But I go through all the sections of the CPC exam, but it starts out with advice on the differences between the online exam versus the in-person. So go look for the workshop from January. It's free for everybody. So's my April workshop from last year, because that's my birthday month. I always do one for free on that. Which one's axle? Hopefully you've got my notes or seen me do my musculoskeletal where I color him green and pink. I don't see anybody with a correct answer yet. Oh, wait a minute. Caddy on TikTok and Go Cards. Good to see you both. Hey, MK. So let me show you guys. Let's see. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Okay, let's go. We gotta go over here to this one. We got our Skeletor. I probably did it for 20. This guy, if he's pink, it is that skeleton. If it's green, it's axle. Let's show TikTok. So we're only looking for axle. So what's green? Which one's green? It's not your extremities. It's not your clavicles. Those are pink. It's not your tailbone. It's not your humerus. It's not your scapula. Sternum, where you do CPR, right? Sternum's the only one that's different. Where do nurses take pulses from? We've got all arteries here, right? All arteries. We've got 3 of them that end in AL, which is kind of nice. Looking for the associations of things. I wonder, yeah, I've got my notes for the unbundling. I wonder if we would have this in the CPT or in the ICD-10. Where would we find that answer in one of these books? I wonder. Probably ICD-10. Maybe. Got lots of anatomy over there. Yeah, it don't matter what you got written in those books. Don't you start fretting about that. You're perfectly fine. Yes, E. E is right. Where your radial pulses are at. Yep. What about fluids? Fluids. Which of the following systems or organs critical in returning fluids to the vascular system? Gallbladder does bile. It's kind of a fluid, but it don't go nowhere. It just collects it. It doesn't send it anywhere. It kind of does, but it stores it for a while. It's asking for a system. So you only have 2 answers with the word system in it. So maybe that will help. Lymphatic? Yes, perfect. Respiratory isn't going to send any fluids anywhere. Yep. The lymphatic system even has lymphatic system even in your fingers. When you smash your finger, it immediately swells with fluids. That's due to your lymphatic system. Super helpful. What do we think about this one? Got associated with the large intestines. What do we think the answer is to this one? Patient is having a reabsorption problem, which is associated with the large intestines. Which of the following portions of the GI system can be excluded from further examination of the patient? Remember, it says excluded. We're looking for an incorrect answer, I believe, right? It says excluded. Which one doesn't absorb? So which one is not in the large intestines, but maybe is it in the small intestines or somewhere else? Where is my digestion picture? I have it marked up with my differences. Ooh, I know what it is now. So hopefully you've got there's been 5,000 of these things shared all over our Discord group where we separate out our small intestines from our large intestines, and we have them listed right here. They're all over. People do their own versions. If you've got them separated, which set is not in the large intestines? Rectum's in large. Sigmoid colon is in large. Cecum's in the large. Ascending colon's in the large. That just leaves us with the ileum, which is in the small. Very difficult question, but a different write-up of a question that I've seen before or heard of on the exam, so super helpful. Which one of these is an example of fraud? There's another one of these. Did we already get this one? We had one with the 26 modifier earlier. We did the biopsy and excision. We did the ultrasound. Yeah, we already did this one. I just had it duplicated. This one, I love this question because it's usually on the exam. So let me get out this book and move this one out of the way. Where would you find the answer to this one? Which one of these codes would be a first listed diagnosis? Are we going to go to of course our ICD-10, but are you going to start going back here to the very back to those Z codes and hope magically back here one of these Z codes is going to say use me first? Nope, you're not. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Check your guidelines. That's right. We've got a page up here, in the very, very front, back here around the 30s, I think. Yep, right here. So I'm on G33, I think, of the 2023 guidelines. I do have these notes done and ready for you guys if you need them. Thank you, Anointed. There is a list right here that says Z codes that may only be principal first. It does have a couple of excludes, so I highlighted those in pink, but other than that, it's there. A couple of pink. There we go. There's the second part of the list. So just be sure you know where this page is in your book. I've got G33. Some of you guys with Optum and other books, they're not labeled as G anything. I think they're just like page 1 through 36 or something, but I use the AAPC book because it's their book that they wrote, and sometimes they have these decision trees that are written in the guidelines by AAPC, and sometimes they'll ask questions about these decision trees, and they don't have them in the other books, so it's always useful to get the one tied to your certification exam, for sure. So we know D. Of course you can have your book highlighted, absolutely, if you are taking the exam within the United States, whether online or in person, as long as you are in the United States. If you are outside the United States, Philippines, Indonesia, Barbados, anywhere outside, Turkey, anywhere, you cannot. You will be provided books at your testing facility. But absolutely, you can have whatever you want written in there. All right, now we're back to the Skeletor guy again. Which one of these is the other color? Thank you, Coder. Oh, that was Ma. Ma of 2. Thank you for subscribing. You're awesome. I hope it helps. Yes, you sure do. If you're planning on taking it next year, absolutely. Start highlighting away. I've got my last YouTube video from Wednesday. Starts out really good with showing you what I was highlighting in my notes and what the colors meant and stuff like that. I kind of got distracted, but it went through what the heck I was doing here. So be sure and watch the first 45 minutes of that last live on Wednesday. It goes through with where do I start with my highlighting. Plus, of course, my website has that page, the CPT book prep, where you can just click on the picture and it'll show you exactly what to highlight and go through the whole book and do. You got to fix your out-of-code sequences and all that stuff. Everything's medical coding by Jen.com. Yep, or medical coding. Let me see, where's this one? That's Stream. That was for the unbundling. Here we go. My YouTube. It's medical coding by Jen. That's what it'll look like. Everything will have that logo thing right there. And my repeat lives will be right here for this year's. This is the last 2 years. This is the last year's. They're called live lessons Monday, Wednesday, Friday, direct to YouTube. The advanced ducks, the CPT book prep, and the ICD-10 prep videos are for the membership. And the advice and tips have 75 videos. There's 200 here and 20 here. Yep. Let's go What did y'all say on this one? You're welcome. B. We got B's and A's mostly. We're B. Good job. Scapula. Miss Jones was diagnosed with a simple goiter. Is this disorder in which system? This is a disorder of which system? Too many S's. I can't say all that. Mrs. Jones, she has a goiter. Are we going to code her in the nervous, endocrine, respiratory, or circulatory system? Thank you, Venus. Happy to help you out, guys. Denise, love to code. That's awesome. Glad you love to code. That's awesome. Thank you for being a subscriber too. Good job. One of my favorite questions. I've taught y'all a trick here. Oops, I got Bixby showing up. Hold on, TikTok. I put y'all back wrong. There we go. One of my favorite questions. I taught y'all a trick. If it starts out AMI, what's our answer going to be? Without having to read, if the question starts AMI, your answer is going to be, look at MK, look at MK. Twinkle is giving away another YouTube subscription. Yay. Who did she give it away to? Marlene. She won a YouTube subscription. Yay! Thanks, Twinkle. I hope you enjoy your month worth of YouTube subscription. Hope that's helpful. Yay! Yes, if your question about STEMIs, these NSTEMIs and STEMIs, anything starts out with AMI, you're going to end up with AMI answer. That's going to be the ending of your answer. So just match these two up and move on to your next question. If your question starts out with NSTEMI or STEMI, up here where the AMI is at, the answer will always be C, STEMI. No matter whether it's N or the S, it will always end up being STEMI. But for this particular question, because we started out with AMI, your answer always ends with AMI. So hopefully that is helpful. Get you to where you don't have to worry about these EKG ones at all for your coding question. Yes, anyone from any background at all. I don't even think they check for high school diplomas, so it doesn't matter. Anybody can do this. If I can do it, anybody can. Absolutely. And I like to teach you from the coder's point, from the exam's point of view, because you'll learn how to code on the job, which it'll be different at every job because you have to code by their contracts that they make with the health plans and their local lab, their local hospital, and all that stuff. It all changes with each new position, so don't worry about that. All right, we're still looking for the process of looking for similarities, right? We've got that T code, looks like an outlier. The rest of them all start with I-25, right? Then we have two that have the 8 in it. Yep, two that have the 8. So I would get rid of C2. Then I would just think about, am I going to be an 810 or an 83? Usually I like to see all 6 digits picked out instead of just 3, because it's not as specific. It's not always usually the answer, but more times than not, if there's a difference between just having 2 additional digits or 3 extra digits for the ICD-10, normally your answer is B. But At least this gets you down to just 2 codes where you can just go look up your differences and match it up. Which one is for coronary stenosis? Good job, Nicole. Is Twinkle giving away more subscriptions? Or is that old? She did. She gave another one away. She gave one away to Samantha. Thank you. Congratulations, Samantha. I hope that helps out. Yay. She's still there? She is. Aw, awesome. Yes, B is your answer for this one. Reading those guidelines is like reading Greek, girl. Miss Scooby-Doo, have you ever tried to read those things? Lord help. So, like, Lord, you don't want to hear my spiel on these guidelines. I have my top 10 that I like that are usually on the exam. But just going to this stuff and trying to figure it out is pretty nightmarish, really. If you go to your very first guideline, in here, a lot of this is just symbols. Excludes, placeholders, 7 digits. That's the very beginning, right? But our very first, like, coding guidelines is... which one? Where am I at? Code also. Our acute and chronic one, right? And this one guideline is just, my cat, 2 sentences long. And just trying to read this and digest this 2 sentences is like the biggest nightmare. If the same condition is described as both acute and chronic, and separate sub-entries exist in the alphabetical index at the same indentation level, code both. What is a separate sub-entry existing in an alphabetical index in the same indentation mean? What the heck does that mean? You don't want to know how long this took me. And I've had college courses on coding. I've had lots of degrees. I'm working on my PhD in auditing right now. And just trying to understand that silliness on one of our very first ones took me the longest. But what I did find is if we go to our alphabetical index, we've got this sentence right up here at the very, very beginning, right before the index starts. It says the vertical yellow line appears in the 2nd and 4th indentation throughout the index. So that's the only reference anywhere I've ever seen the word indentation, which is also in that guideline. So that means this yellow line that goes down through this whole entire thing means something for acute and chronic. So, just off the top of my head, thinking of something that could be close. Okay, so if I look at thyroiditis, you can see acute is on that indented line the same way chronic is on the same indented line. Now sometimes you've got acute might be somewhere else and then chronic somewhere else when they're on separate indentation lines. But this particular diagnosis right here has it where you can clearly see it's on the same yellow line. Then that means I can code thyroiditis on the same day for the same patient at the same time, and acute goes first and chronic goes second. Now, I've been to a lot of classes. I've been to a lot of coding seminars. I've been to a lot of you name it. I even have a college degree in some of this stuff. But no one's ever taught me nothing with even the very first guideline. Do I talk about guidelines a lot? No, because they're impossible. But what I do tell you is which ones to know for your coding exam, and I teach you how to recognize them in the questions, and I teach you to know them for your exam. You will learn guidelines are relative in real life, because just because the ICD-10 book says I can code thyroiditis, acute and chronic, you try sending that to Blue Cross Blue Shield under this certain group number when you get a real job. Lord, they're going to laugh at you and deny it and send it back, even though you've got a guideline that says you can. These health plans make up their own rules with their own foolishness. Medicare never does anything like those guidelines. So why stress over the ones the whole thing? We don't need to learn it all, because we're going to have to learn it all differently when we get in the real world. But I teach you the ones that you need to know for the exam. I hope that's helpful. And maybe you learned a little bit, but still, it's crazy. I'm just reading up on the messages. So, Scooby, I hope that was helpful. I have read through them, and I am learning them better and better every single year. But we have top 10 that we need to worry about, which is HIV, the difference between ever having any symptoms or never having any symptoms, sepsis with or without organ failure, burns, injuries, adverse effects, acute and chronic is on there. Hypertension guidelines, diabetes guidelines. Which one is like, if they don't tell you if they have type 1 or type 2 diabetes, which one is your default? It's type 2. Even if they're on insulin, it doesn't matter. If they didn't specifically tell you in the chart that they have type 1 diabetes, you always pick type 2. So there's certain ones that I do teach, but they're the only ones that you need to know for the exam. The rest of it is just fluff we ain't got time to deal with. Speaking of guidelines, this particular question is, Blue Cross Blue Shield is crazy. Yeah, Lord, you ain't telling me nothing. HEDIS measures, because they're outrageous with their threshold of hanging carrots. So if I can beat their threshold, then I know all the other health plans will be off the chart for our HEDIS measures. So I use them as my go-to part of irrational steps to hurdle through in my job. But I couldn't imagine coding for them. I would just drive me insane. A guideline, you'll know that right away when you see two answers with one code set first, and then you see another code listed as first. You'll know that this is going to be one of those 7 questions that are guideline related. It's the biggest section on our CPC exam that we have. Most of them have 6 questions per area, but this one has the biggest lot of them, is 7. Your smallest amount is like hit picks. You only have 3 questions, so it's like, don't need to worry about it as much as these. But you'll be able to recognize your guideline questions when you see them like this. Do we have more? Twinkle gave away another subscription on YouTube. My goodness, it's her birthday month. I think she's throwing in some birthday money of her own now because she's used up all the stuff that I've given her. So Liz, you won a subscription from Twinkle because Twinkle is giving away subscriptions on her own for her birthday month. It is her birthday this month. So congratulations, Liz. Thank you, Twinkle. I hope that subscription helps. 5 more minutes. You gotta go. I know, gotta go to bed. Getting close, huh? Time does fly when I'm teaching, doesn't it? Great, Miggy. Yeah. It always works better when I already do a live and then I do another live on the same day. I'm more organized sometimes. Never know. Sometimes I'm just tired and exhausted and can't barely get through them, but today's a good day. This patient has dehydration and anorexia caused by dementia. These are going to be those ICD-10 codes that when you look them up, they're going to be red alert. It's going to be all this redness. If you stop at the F50 or stop at the R63, they're going to have these code first alerts. And you'll have to read those particular guidelines to figure out which one do I code first. Let's see. Are we doing symptoms before dementia? My Friday Live this morning was my repeat duck class. People signed up for that. It's $5 a class. It's for the repeat exam takers who haven't passed. Some people have taken it 13 times before they find me. Some people are on their second or third and then they find me. So I try to do more advanced questions for them and do their own little class Friday mornings. And that's what that one is. The YouTube subscribers get the replays after 30 days of those classes too, but they stay unlisted for everybody else unless you pre-purchase that one. So, but I went over several of them today in today's live with you guys. Secrets. Yeah. So what did you guys decide? Rosa, is she giving away more subscriptions too? My goodness. Rosa's given away like 8 or 9 of these. No, she didn't. She just gave away 5 more. Rosa, no way. She's given away, I don't know how many monthly subscriptions, because she did this starting Monday, like 5 in a row that day. And then Wednesday she gave away some, and today she had already given away some. Thank you so much, Rosa. She just gave away memberships to Elena, Lasagna, another Rosa, Crazy Girl Gymnastics just got one, and Brandy just got one. Thank you so much, Rosa. You are awesome. She's probably given away, I don't know, close to 20 now. Wow. Amazing. Yay. Maggie, I do have videos for book prep page by page, but they are for the memberships of the YouTube. So if you sign up for the YouTube membership, you will get access to those exclusive videos. I don't have open my links. I don't think. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if it's going to open up or not. There it goes. All right, where is it? It's YouTube right up here. Let me copy this real quick. Copy. Get back to our question, and then I can go into chat and post it there. This is the link if you want to sign up for the monthly subscription, and that will send you straight to the link so that you can purchase that. Thank you so much, Twinkle. Thank you so much to everybody who did Super Chat, donated just straight money, and also donated subscriptions to everybody. I really appreciate it, guys. So we have a guideline with dementia. Dementia is a side effect. Oops, who's calling? Hey, Travis, can you hold on just a minute? I'm finishing up with the class, okay?
You're going to be mad about what I'm about to tell you.
No, I will talk to you in 5 minutes, okay, my love? I'll be right back with you, okay?
I'll text it to you then.
Oh, God. All right. Love you. Bye. My child. I can't let him go anywhere without me, without him getting in trouble. Good gracious. All right. Y'all send me prayers. There's no telling what he did. He's off with a bunch of cheerleaders right now. I don't have all of the chapters done on YouTube. I started out 2022 mid-year showing off my notes as I was doing them just because I got lonely in the middle of the night and started a live. I didn't know anybody would be interested in seeing me do book prep, but I have a lot of them. There's a whole bunch, including all the ICD-10 guidelines. I have the first 10 pages of the 36 done for you. And there are 3 of the digestion book prep videos on my website too. Anyway, dementia has a code first guideline. Dementia is caused by something. So we have to code something else first, which is going to be a symptom, right? So we can get rid of our F's being first. Then do we have 3 diagnoses? Or do we have 2 diagnoses for today? That's how I would look at this one. Are we coding 1, 2, 3? Or are we coding just 2? It does take a long time. I'm working on it. I gotta see. See, I didn't do probably male genitalia last year, but I did it this year. Because that's usually one of the very first ones I do, because it has no out-of-code sequencing, and it's one of the smallest chapters ever. Ha ha. So, but I did it this year, so I think I'm catching up with what I didn't do last year, with what I did this year. I did the eyes, I did the ears. Those are all small chapters. So yes, we are going to be B. We're not going to code dehydration because that's a symptom, but we will bill our anorexia and our dementia, right? Yep, B is our answer. But I hope this has been helpful, guys. It has been fun. I've got to go get prepped for our workshop on Sunday. I've already got so many questions. The workshop on Sunday is going to be all those spinal surgeries. Where's the workshop? Do I have it listed here? Should be right here, yeah. So oh my gosh, my child. My workshop is going to be over those spinal things and cardiology things. I just got to finish formatting all of it just tons of questions back to back. There won't be any visiting or talking about these. We're going to go over the Appendix L, of course. We're going to go over the medicine section of cardiology. We're going to go over the cardiology section of cardiology, the 3000s, the medicine part of it. There's even some neurology questions that are cardiology or catheter related. Some of the 6000s will have some of those questions in there, and Appendix L questions. And we're going to do spinal surgeries where the spinals have those different discs, and you got to count and either times them or multiply them or add modifiers to them. I'm going to go over some of those and some of the new E&M for 2023 too. So it's going to be a full 3 hours. The replay will be available to you for 90 days. And then after that, I'll put it on the old workshops for the YouTube memberships to have access to. Oops, my screen, Bixby. But I hope tonight was super helpful, guys. Yes, and so if you do pre-purchase, but you can't show up, you can't be there the whole time, you decide to leave, you're tired, you'll get access. And when you do purchase it, your email will come direct to you with the link in it already as soon as you purchase. And that link is the video on Sunday, and it'll be the replay video link also. Be the same thing. So it'll all be in one now instead of having to wait for me to send you another link. But no, it'll all be in one now. So that's super helpful. And that can be scheduled at my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com, and it's just $12. But I hope this is helpful. I will see you guys again on Sunday unless I decide to do some more book prep tomorrow or tonight. I'll be on for the YouTube members to be able to see the book prep if I end up having enough time after I finish this workshop prep. So I will see you guys. Yep, 2 o'clock Arizona time zone. We don't have a time zone. We don't fall back. We don't go forward. We're all in one. Yep. 2 p.m. Arizona time zone. So right now, my time zone says 8:38. So it would be 2 p.m. my time. I can't tell you what time that is. Nowhere, because I'm odd over here in Arizona. I think it means 4 o'clock New York time, I think, but I could be wrong. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Rosa. All right, guys, I'm going to end this, and I hope to see you guys on Sunday. If you didn't get your link, then you put in your email address incorrectly on my website.